Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and yep, it is your caster Seth. I am actually going to be here casting with SethBear again, and it's one of the finest moments in life we're seeing. It's really good, nice little box that we create here, and in general, we have a really exciting match. I just interviewed them a little bit earlier, and I understand that Unistar lost to Crazerk yesterday in the winners bracket. They actually met before already, and it is actually the first game of the winners bracket that we covered. Unistar was saying just now that he had nothing, there's really nothing he could really do in that kind of situation. SethBear, what do you think?
Well, there was a couple of misplay that was quite notable at that time, but if he can work out the chains, find the perfect opportunity to strike back, he definitely could take the game.
Yeah, and also do understand from Crazerk a little bit earlier that it is an interesting kind of a stage because he doesn't have a really good legendaries and stuff like that. So that said, we're going to be looking at the game real soon, and we have with us today Crazerk versus Unistar semi-final. Or rather semi-final of the losers bracket. A little bit of a drunk here already. It's a little bit late already, but no problem. Still best of 5 series, and it seems like the first deck is going to be the Golden against Malfurion. We have a Warlock up against the Druid. They have played before, so they should more or less know the decks that they're facing today. But the Warlock going to be straight up the aggro lock we see from Crazerk. It's in fact one of his best decks already, and Druid from Unistar is just so devastating. I do believe there are is there a Ragnaros in his deck?
Ragnaros for Crazerk? No, but there is a Ragnaros for Unistar.
Yep, that's right. So Unistar with the Crazerk, with the Ragnaros, sorry. And that's a really good one. That's it. Let's look at the cards
right now.
There we go. Ragnaros on the screen there. So Unistar needs to be really careful. I think it's actually going to mulligan that away. And Novice Engineer Claw is actually pretty decent for a starting hand. And on the flip side, Crazerk, Power Overwhelming, a little bit too early to have, but it's always good to have it slow early just to make sure that, you know, if you need it, it is there for you to use. Fairy Dragon, I mean, the draws are pretty okay.
But he definitely is going to mulligan the Power Overwhelming. He's definitely going to keep the Shadow Bolt for some early taunts that you can't deal with. But he opted to mulligan that and opts to go for an aggressive early start, which is fine. It's fine. It's not that bad, but it's not the best.
Okay, in this kind of situation for Crazerk's hand, it seems like there is the coin there for sure, but he doesn't really need to use it because the mana curve is just really nicely 1, 2, and 3, so might actually be able to just put it in turn a little bit later. I only hope that it doesn't wait until it's full 10 mana before it becomes completely obsolete. But that said, it seems like he's going to coin out the Fairy Dragon, which is a very strong play soon. But on the flip side, you see the Claw, and that's a perfect counter.
That's a perfect counter
against the Dragon, and that's a little bit sad to see.
Yeah, he was trying to go for a very aggressive 2-drop here to try to establish the board presence, but unfortunately, there we go. Reap Fairy Dragon.
Yep, and the Fairy Dragon actually is going to go out really soon, but it seems like stuff's happening really quickly here, and we have the Mortal Coil being picked up here very quickly as well. So what's happening here really is that it is a very strong Warlock deck, man. Look at that. Divine Chill, everything up already. Mortal Coil, that's going to help him with extra card draw as well. And on the flip side here, there is nothing that could really the Mortal Coil kill so early. But I would say that it is still up for grabs so far.
Oh, that's the thing about Druid decks in general. It's a very slow, medium range to late game deck. So going aggro lock against a Druid is one of the best case scenario you can wish for as an aggro lock. You will have plenty of time, plenty of opportunity to zerg down your opponent before he can get to the late game stage.
Yeah, that's correct. And then we have a nice little lucky swipe there coming out already. And it's a Shattered Sun Cleric there for Crazerk. Crazerk is going to use that straight away, no doubt there. And it's actually going to be able to just box out the Novice Engineer. And it seems like it's going to be a free hit there from the Argent Squire. Definitely
going for that more control dominance, because even though he has board dominance, but a 2, a 1, and a 3 is still is still very subjective to board wipes. So opted to go for that board clear there was in fact one of the best choices you could make.
Yeah, for sure. And then we have the Keeper of the Grove going to come out real soon, and with a nice little skill there. It seems like he's going to be able to just nicely address the Sun Cleric, but no problem at all again because he does have the Harvest Golem, and that could be a pretty good play in this turn.
He could play the Harvest Golem, but he could just rammed his 2 minion into that Keeper of the Grove and Mortal Coil for a card draw.
Yeah, that definitely is viable. I mean, there's no way that both of them are going to die, but it seems like he's going to soul fire it straight up. Losing the Power Overwhelming. God damn it, that is such an expensive card to lose.
There's 1 down, 1 to go.
Yeah, but that's the power warming. The amount of cards he has to maximize already in Crazerk's deck. And then we got the bear form going to come out. That's a nice taunt bear. And it's really looking strong. It's going to be able to just bite a little bit extra aggro from this Warlock.
Definitely. And that's exactly the situation you want to use your power warming for.
Exactly, but the sad thing is...
It's gone.
It's gone. It's down the drain, man. It's RNG not in his favor. And I've just been realizing in this entire day, losers bracket day here, that Unistar is really lucky. So all the best to whoever wins this, man, because it seems like luck is not in absolute favor against Crazerk, but still okay. I mean, he does have pretty good draw so far, and not able to box out this one completely because there's no 6 damage on the board up against the bear, so bear's going to end up standing at the very end of that. I do believe he's actually going to be a 4-1, which...
And then follow up with a model call for a card draw.
Yep, so there we go.
Followed by a Flame Imp. There we go.
Perfect gameplay so far. Flame Imp comes out, model call, put to good use. The extra draw is the Argent Commander for next, just nice, turn 6.
Yep. Devastating board dominance right there. Even the swipe is not going to kill. It's going to kill the 1 minion plus the Blood Imp, but 2 other minions is still going to be alive.
Yeah, exactly, and that's...
Well, maybe not. There we go.
There we go.
Mage Tunnels and Reborn.
Exactly, the entire board now shifting favor for Unistar. Unistar, which is waiting for the perfect opportunity. The swipe came out, and it's like a pretty good time to use it already. But because he already used one swipe, he only has got 1 left, and that's going to give the lock a little bit extra time here. But he does have Argent Commander that he's going to use quickly. There's no point in putting up the Defender of Argus so early.
Definitely.
So down goes the Commander, free kill on Thanatos.
Well, he probably is going to go for face, seeing that he's... so yeah, Unistar is probably going to sacrifice his Blood Mage Tunnels to pop the shield anyway.
Yeah,
so getting 4 damage in is quite favorable for the lock.
Yeah, exactly. The bad news about the lock right now is that it doesn't have the card advantage, only 1 card in hand, and 1 down already on the board. That makes 2. Whereas on the flip side, Unistar, he does have 5 cards, so that's a 3 card advantage. Of course, the lock can nicely live step back into this, but that's going to be not the best position for the Warlock to be in.
Definitely. And there we go. Unistar actually top deck a Healing Touch. That would be absolutely one of the best you could have. One of the best solutions against an aggro lock.
A little bit of a misplay, I think, but
It's got the Wrath for 2, draw another card.
Oh, another Wrath comes out, wow.
Claw for 2. Kind of clawed a little bit too early there. He could have just Wrath another 2 and draw another card, but...
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Still the same kind of output.
Still gets the jobs done.
Yep, of course he realizes his mistake, but there goes the second Wrath comes out.
Is he going to hero power for 3 damage to the face with Wrath?
Yep, I do believe that he is actually going to have to hero power to the face right now, but there we go. And Harvest Golem comes out again. Yep.
That is why, folks, you always card draw before you play the next card.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit impatient. It seems like Unistar is letting this tension get to his brain, but definitely still has got a leader. And what does the Warlock draw? A Shadow Ball that is completely too good a card to use on just a Blood Mage or 1-1 is not worth it. But here comes the Argent Squire with the Divine Shield, and the Defender of Argus comes out. So that's going to mean that the Blood Mage will not be able to leave the next turn.
Definitely.
Unless, of course, he doesn't attack, and that's, again, irrational.
He might. Because he can just hero power, swipe. What? You see hero power pop the shield before you swipe.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a really good stuff to use. But, oh, no.
What?
Mistakes again. It seems like the hero power now is only going to deal 1 damage, so no Argent Squire still going to stand after that. And he's actually going to lose the Blood Mage as well, because he does have the extra +1 spell damage. He didn't play this correctly, and Unistar, my god, he had so much of a good gameplay, but reaching this stage in mind, I think his patrol is running out.
Yep. But looking back at Crazerk's hand, he doesn't actually have a lot of answers, have a lot of minions up right now. He has 2. And looking at Unistar hand, he has extreme card advantage with one of the best taunts in the game. Look at that Sunwalker.
Oh yeah, man, Sunwalker. I mean, 9 mana in, turn 9, good time to throw down the Sunwalker, give yourself a little bit extra time. I mean, you have to slow down his gameplay. He is playing too fast.
Yep.
He needs to really just feel the game, go slow, and know what the hell is happening, because so far in, he could have saved his Blood Mage. That's going to mean an extra spell damage, but nope, it just went down the drain. So far, so good. Life Tap can be used here by Crazerk. Crazerk gets another card. I do believe it's going to be Shattered Sun Cleric. Kind of a good moment to have that, but not the best of moments again.
No, here's the thing. he still has to pop the shield. The only way to pop the shield without dying to without killing anything is the Dark Iron Dwarf. But the Dark Iron Dwarf is going to waste 5 damage. So, or he could waste a Shadow Bolt to pop a shield, which is still a very wasteful way of using that card.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just 1 damage to pop the same shield that a Shadow Bolt will do as well. But no problem, because now it's going to be a 5-2 Dark Iron Dwarf. 5-2 is not the main problem. The real problem is the 4-2 Blood Imp. No way can kill it. It packs a punch. For sure, it can go in as well, because swipes used up already. Both of the swipe out, and there is no way at all this can happen. But here comes the Novice Engineer for Unistar. He definitely wants to play extra card draw at this moment. I think it's going to help him. Plus the fact he's got 10 full mana. There we go. Novice Engineer comes out. The next card.
Top deck a Starfall. There we go. That's the only card that will save him, and there he is.
Yeah,
Starfall.
Seems like the fans are just clapping away right now, and there we go. Starfall comes out, and Dark Iron Dwarf goes down really quickly as well. Down goes the problem, and that's the Blood Imp. So it's again full ball control for Unistar. Henceforth, the Blood, as in, the Warlock. Unfortunately, life tap a little bit too much here. 11 health only.
Yeah, there we go. The boss shifted in 1 turn. That's the power of Starfall.
Yeah, and the best part is that he's actually going to kill everything and comes back this extra, meaning that he might actually think about soul firing. But nope, he's going to embrace the 2 damage like a man. Here comes Big Game Hunter, not really useful, but Arjun Commander's going to end his game, and this game is going to be done real soon. 6 damage extra. He can also use Hero Power for 1 extra damage. Killing Touch, not even needed.
Well, looking at the Warlock here, it looks like his game mission set. Looking at his deck, doesn't seem like he has anything, and even the Dark Iron Dwarf doesn't save him. He's going to just suicide with the Soul Fire.
It's actually going to Soul Fire himself there. What a way to die. You can never get me, Unistar, but still, he got the first game, and the first game will go to Unistar. He has bested a lot of opponents along the way, up to Ken, along the way, even a lot of different good players across the board here, but in general, I'm looking at this one, and Crazerk yesterday had the first game, the lead, but right now, it doesn't seem to be the case. Unistar won the first game. We're looking at a second game real soon, and which deck do you think that Crazerk gonna bring out right now?
Well, looking at Crazerk's lineup, Warlock is definitely one of his strongest deck, and for that deck to lose out the first round, it will be devastating for the rest of the game. Looking at this Druid deck is going up against, I would suggest the Paladin, since it's very stable, a very solid deck, very strong mid-game to late-game build-up, so definitely can go toe-to-toe with this Druid without much problems.
No, and well, definitely I disagree, because I think that the way Crazerk play always goes for the Rogue first. But of course, Paladin is the right deck to play in this kind of situation. But Rogue is his style. I'm not sure what he's going to play, but for sure, if it's the Paladin, it's going to give him a little bit of extra advantage right now. But without further ado, I do believe the game 2 is going to be well underway here. And that, again, is going to be a really interesting series. So, that being said, man, I do believe SethBear that this is going to be a really good semi-final.
Yep, definitely, man. Look at the decks here. All of these decks are very solid. They always come down to top decking, very, very close plays. It is just putting me on the edge of my seat.
Exactly, and careful not to fall off there, but that's it. The card's actually coming out real soon, and there we go. Crazerk there, Consecration, Defender of Argus, and Argent Squire. So he will have the first move, Consecration, good draw, but not sure if he wants to save that.
Well, looking at how the Druid deck plays just now, he will definitely mulligan the Consecration because there's not a lot of small minions, so definitely want to save it when he gets another equality maybe. Definitely keep the Argus Defender for a mid-game boost for high-value minions. And Argent Squire definitely one of the best one-drop in the game for early board presence.
Exactly, it's a 2-for-1 kind of a free gift there at Argent Squire. But now if you look at Unistar, pretty shitty draw here, 5-4-7. Of course, Savannah's Winner is a good card, but it's just too early to have that card. And Ruff is definitely a fail-safe. So I would say you mulligan all 3 front cards and leave the Ruff.
Well, the Golden Ex-Wife definitely you're going to mulligan it, but I will argue that keeping the Keeper of Groove is the best play here together with the Ruff, because he has the coin, he can deal with early game.
Yes, exactly. So spot on from your part, and it seems like he's going to throw away those cards as well. Argent Squire is the only card that's being saved by Crazerk there. He does get Blessing of the Kings, so that's going to help him a bit as well. We does have Organ Infiltrator. That's a very good one-drop. And it does deal a shit ton of damage, 2-for-1 stealth mode. You cannot kill it, and that will actually give him a little bit of extra favor right now.
That's right. There's 2 damage of board presence that has no counter to.
Exactly, and right now, I mean, what can he really do? Unistar, he might actually want to coin out a hero power, but that's not really advisable because even if it's a 2-1, this guy has stealth, so there's no way he can do it. There's nothing to do it but to end the turn.
Well,
the turn goes back to Crazerk.
He could coin and innovate into a swipe, but that evidently is a very bad play, so he's going to just pass the turn. Looking at Crazerk's turn, he's definitely going to play either the Argent Squire or Hero Power and pass, because right now the Unistar has nothing on the board, so Argent Squire doesn't actually trade efficiently.
And here comes the Blood Mage. Definitely Blood Mage, a good card to have, and it also will just nicely stack with both Rough as well as the Swipe.
Yep.
But most importantly, he's going to wait for perfect opportunity. He's going to Hero Power here, kill away the nice little boy there from the Boy Scouts, and it seems like the Worgen Infiltrator has not attacked just yet.
Yep. Oh, looking at Crazerk's hand. Oh, Fairy Dragon. That's actually one of the best cards you can have against a Druid right there. Given if and only if the Druid doesn't have a claw in his hand, so he's opting to go for that and bringing out the Worgen Infiltrator out of stealth for the extra 2 damage.
Exactly.
I'm not quite sure about that though, because here we go, Reap Worgen Infiltrator.
Yeah, well, it can happen, but right now I would say for sure that it should be a coin into a swipe. That would give him, again, bot control. Swipe will also affect the Fairy Dragon. He could also do a little bit extra stuff like you mentioned before, but the Worgen actually showing the face here is a little bit questionable. You can also Hero Power to kill the Worgen. There's a lot of play you can really make at this particular turn here. And it seems like he's going to worry about the Fairy Dragon, of course. And
well, I would argue that the best play here is to innovate into a into a Druid of the Claw for a 4/6. It will give him a very dominating board presence and deal with all of the small minions at the same time. But instead, he's going to coin to keep up with the groove and innovate into Hero Power, maybe?
yeah, I mean, innovate into Hero Power, a little bit arguably kind of a gameplay. You might want to save innovate a little bit later, but right now, it could be, I mean, he might actually save innovate for next turn where Argent Commander could be used, and that's a really early Argent Commander, of course, with the Divine Shield, provides really good trade. And there we go to keep up the growth. 2-4 going to stand on the board a little bit longer, but here comes the Blessing of the Kings, and that's going to be onto the Argent Squire for sure, because that's a free card there.
That's a free card right there.
Yep, so where is that? There we go. Don't even think about this one. There we go. Finally, 5-5. He's going to knock out the balls off the Keeper of the Grove there.
Well, against heroes like Shaman or Mage, you will either think about it because they have a lot of answers for it, like Hexes and Polymorph, but against a class like Druid that has no direct removals, that's actually one of the best plays you can have there.
Yeah, but look at that, man. He does have the Faceless Manipulator coming out right now. He doesn't have the coin, but Innovate is going to be used here. I think it could be an Argent Commander, but that's not going to kill the Argent Squire. Here comes the Blood Mage. The swap is going to be used. That's going to be enough, and it's again 2 damage across the board, and it will also kill Argent Squire. So board control again coming back in favor of Unistar.
Well played there, Unistar. Definitely one of the best answers to that situation.
Exactly. Playing a game of Hearthstone is really about answering solutions, problem solution. It's always about making the best decision at the worst times. That's where you win the game, man. Yeah. And right now it seems like Sarah Sanctuary going to come as well. It's going to make the small little Boy Scout into a 2-2. And that's going to end the turn.
Unfortunately, you can't kill the Blood Mage Townwatch, but this will give him one of the best board presence he can have. And look at that! Top depth, second swipe.
Exactly, that's already the answer to a lot of World's problem right now. He's actually thinking, does he want to go straight up against the Blood Mage Talnos right now? And that's a really easy kind of situation. The problem is if he doesn't use the swipe this turn, the Blood Mage would more or less die. If he does use the Argent Commander, of course, there is no way because it's only 5 mana and there's no way he can do that. But the Battlefront comes out and the Taunt is going to save the Blood Mage. Really good play coming out here. And look at the hand of Crazerk. Crazerk doesn't have the answer. Of course, he doesn't have the True Silver Champion and the second Blessing of Kings. Wow. That top deck OP. Here comes the Argent Commander.
It's got the Argent Commander, the Druid of the Claw, sacrifice the token to it, and then kill off the Blood Mage with the Shadow Sun Cleric.
Yep, so Blood Mage, you thought he's safe, but he's not safe at all. Here comes the free shield, free attack, and it's going to be a 4-2 Bear. Barry goes down, Bear paw soup for everyone in the house, and the Blood Mage also gets addressed. So again, Crazerk takes a little bit extra lead right now. And the second swipe will not have the Blood Mage buff.
But look at that, keep up the groove, perfect answer.
Yep, Moonfire going down as well. Rob going to be used. deal 3 damage to a minion or 1 damage and draw a card. He can definitely deal 1 damage and draw a card here, and that's going to help him a bit, but that's going to be his last 2 mana there. He could also use the hero power to whack out the tree, taking 3 damage to the health there.
Yes, definitely hero power and whack. You will always want to keep your second wrath for maximum damage instead of card draw. Just to have that little bit of flexibility for fuck up situations.
Yeah, and that's the case here, but do note Unistar's got 6 cards in this game right now, whereas on the flip side, Crazerk only has got 4, so he really has got the advantage. He doesn't need to use the Rough just yet, but here comes the nice smack by the True Silver Champion, addressing the Keeper of the Grove. Just nice 4 damage in the form of really good value there. The second hit not used just yet. And that's it, I do believe now it's going to be Unistar's turn. Unistar with the Sunwalker, again a little bit too much here, but for sure, the value comes because of that Divine Shield.
Yep, it's actually one of the best solution for this situation here, because even if the token pops the shield for free, the True Silver is not going to get through the Shadow Sun, the Sunwalker. So playing that is one of the best solution there. You could even share a Sunwalker into a Wrath for 1 damage and for going for an extra card draw.
Yeah, that's going to be a really good option. Of course, right now, examining the cards he has, you can also use Rough, like I mentioned before, or use the hero power again to address the small boys card. But nope, there we go. Sunwalker can be used, and that, of course, is the best decision in this kind of situation. Here comes the Divine Shield with the taunt, and that is going to make sure he cannot be killed yet. Unless, of course, Argent Commander comes out.
Well, he could Argent Commander to pop the shield, but he won't have enough mana for Blessing of Kings.
Yeah, but he doesn't need it. He's got a True Silver Champion in his hand. He's got a 1/1 minion on the ground.
So he's going to take 2 damage after heal to pop the shield and sacrifice the True Silver Champion.
Yeah, 3 damage to be really precise here. But
maybe Blessing of Kings, Blessing of Kings, the token to kill off the Sunwalker.
Oh, yep, could also work here.
Well, there we go, Elder Peace Walker.
Okay, so is it actually going to help a little bit because the minion with the Blessing of King is not wasting his sense. And maybe you want to drop the Argent Squire this turn because it's a 1/8 plus Argent Squire. There's nothing to really do about it, you know. And it's up against a Druid. Druid has got pretty good amount of bug control as well as AoE. But he does have the Divine Shield to keep it safe, so no problem. Of course, that 1 free mana, you might as well save it. But nope, he's not going to use it. He's going to end a turn here.
It's actually quite questionable why he doesn't want to play the Argent Squire with that. There's no reason not to, actually. But there we go. Perfect answer for this situation yet again.
Exactly. There we go, Rough. The second one for maximum damage. And Eldor Peacekeeper. A lot of trouble there. Goes down really quickly. And Argent Commander. Shiny golden Argent Commander. You're going to be at the field right now.
Yep. Look at that goal. Argent Commander on Argent Commander action.
Exactly, it's the perfect counter, man. You don't want to waste this kind of a show. He does have charge, Divine Chill. Your Argent Commander's not going to attack Crazerk. You definitely will have only one solution to this problem, and that's the Argent Commander. There's no point thinking about it.
He is quite reluctant to do so, as he could just play the Argent Squire and a hero power to kill it the next turn, but instead he's going to go ahead with it, pop the shield, kill the Argent Commander, and pass. Still opting to keep the Argent Square in hand though. Interesting.
Yeah, but here comes the Ancient War. My god, I have a feeling Crazerk's time is just running short right now. Ancient War comes out 7-drop, and in general, that is one hell of a scary play he could make this turn. Ancient War, of course, you know, gives a little bit extra damage and maybe even health plus taunt. It is a very viable kind of a card. Definitely very flexible in all kind of situations. Right now, he might want to just score for the damage, but he doesn't know Crazerk's kind, and we can see there's an equality there. So if he uses it, oh my god, it may not be good for him. There we go, 10 damage. It doesn't even have the chance to attack. Equality plus the free 1/1. The second quality comes up. So that's going to be a really no-brain thinking move there. Equality is going to be used. And the 10-5 becomes a 10-1. And Unistar just lost an Ancient War.
Value redeemed. And there we go. Argent Squire finally going to come out of hiding right there. But he has nothing to play, so he's going to pass his turn. Going back to Unistar over here. So he has 1 minion. Arguably just 1 minion to play with the big game hunter. Well, you don't want to play the Strategist Manipulator to copy one of the 1/1 creatures. That would be pretty useless. So he could just hero power here, kill the 1/1 token and pass.
Yeah, I mean, he can definitely do that. But still, don't forget, Unistar actually has got card advantage right now. And you look at Crazerk, yep, he's got like 2 minutes on the board, but one of them is a hero power. He does only the Argent Squire and equality on the second hand. That's a defensive play for Crazerk. It's nothing offensive, so nothing to really nuke down the 24 health that a Druid has. But it seems like it's going to be a straight smack to the face swipe here. And yep, down goes the Boy Scout, and here also is the Argent Squire. Big Game Hunter comes out, a little bit uncalled for. Not the best moments to use it, but again, it's okay. Don't forget that it is Crazerk that we are up against. It doesn't have much of a heavy minion in his Paladin deck.
Yep. It is a shame to see the Big Game Hunter being played for 3 mana for 2 without killing anything with them.
Oh, the one and only legendary, I think, that Crazerk has, the Ysera. That's a 9-drop, 4/12. It actually would give him 1 free Dream card. Let's see what he takes from another world, and that's going to be Dream only. So, okay, not the best card, of course, but it is going to be able to help him a bit in this kind of situation.
Yeah, well, actually one of the best situations to play Ysera over there.
Look at that.
And there we go. Mirror Ysera.
Yeah, exactly. It is just like photocopying that Ysera. Here comes a secondary one, and it's going to be a Unistar side. He actually has got complete board dominance here. It's going to be up to the question of who has the better Dream card right now.
Here's the thing. Even though 2 Ysera is up, but there is no way to kill the other Ysera. Even for Unistar at this point. Even though he has... He could have waited for the Emerald Drake and the Starfall combo it up to kill the Ysera, but there's still a 3 card for 1.
Oh, equality defensive play is very bad here. He is actually going to be able to trade the Ysera for something else here. And don't forget, because equality does make all minions on the board into 1 health, his own Ysera gets affected. But here comes the Argent, defender of Argus, of course, for sure. And that's going to make it into a 5-2. Free Dream card for him this time, but he definitely wants to cancel out the Ysera from the opponent's side. But that's going to mean he doesn't have a Dream card as well. He's thinking right now, what can he really do in that situation?
He could actually just 5-2 to the face, Dream his own Ysera back, and wait for the 3-2 to kill off one of the 3-3 or the 2-2 to pick off the Ysera there.
Yes, of course, but he's got to be really careful right now because the board advantage is in favor of Unistar. He does have 1 Emerald Drake in his hand as well as a Starfall, both of which are really deadly.
Yep, definitely. But there's not much choice he can do here because this freezes our options. He could just 5-2 to kill the 1-1 and Dream, but he definitely needs to Dream his Ysera back. Whoa! He's going to Dream the Big Game Hunter?
Yeah, and it seems like... Yeah, okay, not the best of moments here, but Ysera just leave a little bit longer to give him 1 Dream card. I do believe that he wants the Dream card, so there goes the Nightmare, and again RNG now is very, gives him a +5 as well. It's just like a Blessing of King, but it's a free one because it just is a 0 drop there. But that said, Big Game Hunter still out here for grabs, and also Starfall going to be used, deal 5 damage or 2 to every single minion there, and that's going to be the one to every single one there. Down goes the Ysera.
Definitely one of the best cards for that situation right there. He can hero power, kill the Argus Commander for free, but instead opting to use that, maybe save a little bit of health. And there we go, Emerald Drake, 4 mana for 7/6. Talk about value.
Yeah, and this is really bad because he does draw a Laughing Sister. And that's a really good card in general. It's like an upsized Fairy Dragon. And on the flip side, only Nightmare here. And it's all spells, really. It gets, Ysera gets addressed at least. And here comes the Sunwalker, but no mana for the Sunwalker. He's going to take the damage like a man next turn. That's 7 + 2, 9 plus your power, potentially 10. Straight through his face.
Yep. Well, he could opt to go for Nightmare here and buff up the 1-1 to a 5-5 and hope that the Emerald Drake will just kill it off, soaking up 7 damage for a turn, but he ultimately just passed it, and there we go, 7 damage to the face, followed up by 2.
Oh, there we go.
4, charge going to come out, and there we go, game, set, and match.
Yeah, exactly. The cat comes out and wins the game. Unistar gonna win the second game of this series, and that's a straight up 2-0 against hot favorite Crazerk. He has a 4-0 streak in the group stages, and right now he is down by 2 games, not just 1 but 2, and that's not a good spot to be in. In any kind of a game, losing the first game demoralizes you. Losing the second one puts you at a pinnacle spot. So he's left with his rogue deck. And I mean, SethBear, this is going to be a really interesting series, or it could be a stop.
Okay, here we go. The rogue deck for Crazerk, right, is what you call aggro burn rogue deck. So this is about speed, and speed. If he could get early game dominance, get the early game damage out, punch out his most damaging card, he could potentially zerk down the Druid before he can get any high value cards out.
Exactly, that definitely is a possibility here. But you know, Crazerk, hot favorite. He did win, and Unistar is a play he bested yesterday, but today they meet again in the losers bracket, and it's the semi-final. I mean, the loser will not have anything at all, but the winner will be top 3, where he is entitled to not just a prize pool, a cash prize pool, but also prizes sponsored by Epic Gaming TV.
Epic stuff right there. Looking at his hand for Unistar, definitely not one of the best here. Blood Mage Tunnels is questionable. He should definitely mulligan that. He could keep the Creeper with Roof and the Harvest Golem for a bit of early game presence here. Look at Crazerk. SI Agent 7 is one of the very good cards for combo and kill off a minion at early game. Eviscerate definitely is the must keep. Argent Defender, Argent Commander and Assassinate is too huge a card to play. But instead it's going to mulligan aggressively for early game.
Yeah, so he does have a little bit of a bad draw again, even in terms of early game here. And Unistar, on the flip side, it seems like he is going to throw away the Blood Mage, because that is for sure. And he doesn't have the coin kill situation, but Ralph comes up, so that's a lot worth the trade.
Yep, definitely. That will secure his early game, at least solidify his position in the game a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be a real shocker right now. Unistar Bass Crazerk, complete trio.
Yep.
And I mean, this is still his first deck, the Druid. And we have Crazerk immediately using the Argent Squire.
Unfortunately, it doesn't drew into his Defiance Ringleader and coin for a Defiance Scrub. So that was the only play he was able to do. Unistar here opting to pop the shield and kill Argent Squire the next turn.
Now, of course, and here comes the backstab. No minion on the board for Unistar, so no problem at all for him. And that's a dagger comes out. That's going to be 3-2 damage to the face. And I do believe that the Argent Squire is going down in the next turn particularly. But that being said, if he does kill the Argent Squire, he will not be able to use the Harvest Golem, which I do believe is going to give him a little bit extra board control.
Yep. He was thinking about coining into the SI7 agent for the early game presence, but ultimately you want to save that combo ability for something better. And there we go, that's the scrub. Are we going to see a backstab into hero power, into a hero attack, Harvest Golem, kill it off with the Argent Squire and the scrub?
Yeah, definitely a lot more of a good gameplay there, but I would definitely want to see the SI agent being used. But Argent Squire would be a good trade as well, like as I mentioned. Oh, also he can use his own dagger to finish the job there. And here comes the backstab.
Yep, there we go, SI Agent 7 for 2 damage.
There we go again, and it's going to be the Harvest Golem version 2.
Yep, and there we go. Rip Damage Golem.
Yeah, we're waiting for the skull to come up before I click start button there.
Yep.
Really good to see. Here comes the Argent Squire still alive and in this game. And on the flip side, Unistar running out of options already, but he does have 4 mana. I mean, he can definitely use the Keep of the Growth as well as the swipe. The second swipe comes out right now. You know, Keep of the Growth is the way to go in this game for this moment, I think.
Well, he could just hero power and kill off the Argent Squire, pass for a turn, and save the swipe. And turn 5 play an ex-wife and go to an ex-wife at that. Or he could just ride for 2, because evidently you swipe just to kill Argent Squire or SI Agent 7 is not the best value.
Yep, exactly, but there we go. He's actually going to make a very good trade here. Ralph comes out, addresses the agent really nicely, making double 7 history already. And on the flip side, he's going to use hero power to address the Argent Square as well. So again, ball control going to come to his favor, but Crazerk actually has got 1 extra turn here. And I do believe that Scrub it's time for Scrub, man.
Well, he needs to combo it, so he's reluctant to play the coin, but in this case, I guess he has to. He could actually play the Defiance first, Shadow Step and for a free Defiance for his scrub.
Exactly, I mean, that's also a very good play. So Defiance out first, Shadow Step, and again, you can use Defiance. It's a really good gameplay. For 4 mana, that's insane value. A bomb is not the answer to this situation. Abomination is normally used to severely damage and try and wrestle back ball control, but nobody's going to coin this one out, and it's not the best of play. You mentioned the best play in this kind of situation, but does he realize that play? That's the question.
Yep. There we go, coin into a Defiance scrub. Thinking about it, is he going to drop it? A-bomb.
Oh my god, A-bomb comes out. Alright.
There we go, Abomination.
I would have preferred it really if it just didn't use the coin. Defiance first, Shadow Step, Defiance again, that's 4 mana. Next turn 5 mana, you use the coin for the Argent Commander. Perfect gameplay in a sense. But nope, he's gonna go for a straight up Abomination. And Punch comes out.
Yep, that's the Punch. But Punch is no match for the swipe.
Exactly, Swipe addresses it really nicely. It could be a bait as well, but now it's going to be 5 mana. He can still do the same thing, and here comes a nice weapon, Tradition Blade.
Well, this is the perfect situation for you to combo out the 5-string leader. You can hit hero face with it, break your weapon, equip a new weapon, and the 5-string leader for the extra scrub.
Yeah, he is definitely a lot extra value there. But what is he going to do in this kind of situation? Crazerk there, he's actually just going to whack the face. There we go, just exactly what I said. So there, combo comes out quickly. The 5-string leader also comes up, and that's going to be a free scrap down here. Doesn't Shadow Step because it doesn't have mana anymore. It would definitely be a really good choice to do that next turn as well.
I guess he's trying to save the Shadow Step for the Argent Commander right there.
Yeah, that's also a pretty good option to make, but I would say for sure that he needs to be really careful. And of course, there comes the Keep of the Grove with a nice Moonfall. And down goes the Defiler's Ringleader, of course.
Yep.
A nice little sidekick will also get addressed by Hero Power.
Yep, read board clear. And there we go. Look at that. Worgen Infiltrator going to be top deck here. Is he going to play the Argent Commander, kill off the Groove, and then the Shadow Step? Because if you don't save the Argent Commander, he's most likely going to die next turn.
Yep, he could also Shadow Step in. Next turn, of course, Swipe's a very good card to use. And even X-Swipe can be used in the kind of situation. But I would say for sure that the Shadow Step better be used in this kind of situation. It is up to Crazerk to decide. He might want to take the risk here. He's thinking about it. He does have 2 extra damage here, but I think he's going to end the turn without attacking using his hero because you want to save the 2 damage for a little bit more of, just clearing the board and giving your minions have a little bit extra surrounding to just stay in.
Yep, definitely. Oh, looking at how Unistar has been going up against this role, he is actually in a very, very good spot here. Has board dominance, has card advantage here, and transitioning into the late game without losing too much health.
Yeah, but the problem here really is that Unistar is kind of a control deck, whereas for Crazerk, he's a rush deck.
Yep.
Sure. And there is no rush here playing against Crazerk for Unistar. He's at 23 health, yes, but so what? He's got card advantage, he's got a lot of extra good card value cards as well. He's got that X-Wife, Ragnaros comes out.
Ragnaros coming out.
And also the Agent of War, that's going to be really good for him. Now, card advantage, mana is just nice. I would say that Unistar played just perfectly well.
Well, this is where it gets rough for Crazerk, man. Look at Unistar's lineup. It's just big minions after big minions after big minions. And Crazerk's hand doesn't have any solution to that problem.
Yep, well, Dark Iron Dwarf could be used next turn, and that's going to give a little extra damage to Argent Commander, but it seems like Big Game Hunter will not be able to pick up the Argent Commander, so that's a pretty good kind of a trade, and that could be in his favor as well, but he's actually going to try the Argent Squire first, and it seems like a second Argent Commander can top deck power here. Unistar, luck is on his favor. His underwears must be right now.
Yep. But he could just evidently ignore it and play the Ancient of War into a 5/10 taunt. Nothing the rogue can do will get through it except for an Assassinate, which in Crazerk's deck has one and only Assassinate.
Yeah, yes, I think he's actually going to save it once he comes up, but here comes an SI7 agent. Not the best of moments, but can combo nicely with the Worgen. He doesn't have much of an option left. I would say for sure that he definitely has to do that.
Now he's going to Worgen into Dark Iron Draw for the 4-1. He probably is going to save his SI agent and just pass, saving his hero, his weapon as well for some minions later on. So definitely another one of the slow turns for Crazerk. Very unfortunate for him. Top deck, a Novice Engineer, not going to do much help. And there we go, 5/10 taunt into a Novice Engineer for more extra card advantage.
And the sad news is that next turn, it is going to be a Ragnaros. Ragnaros, baby, is just going to deal a lot of damage. Here comes the Deadly Poison. It's not going to address anything at all. It's a 5/10 taunt. He doesn't want to take 5 damage to the face. And there's no way he can really kill it. Of course, the Worgen can come out and he can stack up every single thing in his arsenal to finish that up. There we go. I think it's going to be a pretty fair trade. Here goes the 4 damage. Deadly Poison being used.
5 damage to the face.
Get sacrificed. The 4/4 Dark Iron Dwarf is going to be able to smack his face. I think it's going to be that way.
Yeah, unfortunate for him to do that, but that was necessary to clear off the 5/10 taunt. And
well, the crowd's going wild here. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but it is a pretty good move. There we go. Dark Iron Dwarf going to smash the face of Unistar, and well, we don't know what's happening here really. A lot of card here in Unistar's hand. He's got almost max cards, 8 cards, and on Crazerk's side, it's gonna be up to Lady Luck top deck. is going to be answered. Here comes Archer Commander, address the Dark Iron Dwarf, and I think we all know that Unistar is in an impeccable lead right now.
Yep, he has crushing board advantage and crushing hand advantage right now. There is literally looking very grim for Crazerk. I have no idea why he can hop that kill to save his ass at this point. He's just going to pray, man. He's just going to pray hard.
I'm looking through the deck list very quickly. There's almost nothing that can save him. Of course, Edwin Van Cleef is a real good card to have right now. But even then, it's not going to help him against Ragnaros or Big Game Hunter or anything at all. And that being said, it seems like, Innervate is going to be used here. And it is going to help him, give him a little extra money. Here comes the wife, ex-wife it is.
There we go, the ex-wife comes out.
Yep.
Well, looking at Crazerk's deck list, the only card for a rogue that can save him from this situation is the sprint, but unfortunately he doesn't have it in his deck, it doesn't run in his deck. His top decks that eviscerate can't even combo it, so it is looking grim. He could evidently kill off the ex-wife without having to sacrifice, without having the ex-wife getting any of his minions, but then he's sacrificing total board control to do that.
Yeah, and normally when you run a rogue, you want to say that, it's all about early game advantage, and that's why you don't put a sprint. But a sprint is like a backup plan.
Yes.
In case the game lasts for too long, you can always use the sprint to come back in, because it gives you so much cards, but nobody doesn't have the ability to do that right now, and it's going to be a little bit of miserable, pathetic damage to the face of the Druid. Unistar is just with the Star Gods right now. He's just waiting. He can throw down the Ragnaros, knowing there's nothing really in the hand of Crazerk. I mean, it doesn't take a smart guy to know there's nothing that can really counter Ragnaros except top deck, and that's the best option to play.
And there
here
he
comes
goes.
Rag.
Ragnaros on the board.
It actually win a game already.
Face.
There we go. Unistar going to be a winner for the semifinals, and Crazerk is out of the lead right now. He's completely out of the tournament, and it's an 0-3 game. Unistar, top 3, securing himself prize money as well as along a lot of different other benefits. In fact, even a trophy is going to be joining this one, and that is really insane gameplay. Unistar, I can't say this enough. He lost Crazerk, the same guy yesterday, but today he is now the top 3, and Crazerk, sorry for him, but he's out.
Well played, Unistar. Well played.
Yeah, exactly. So Unistar now is going to be your hot favorite, I think. Top 3, of course. And we're going to be back with the loser bracket finals real soon. This is Babael, Jeremy, SethBear. We'll be back with more action, so stay tuned with us.